bucks in this area pretty consistently. Lots of does. One problem we got is we have a lot of coyotes, so I actually have a camera set up in these pines over here, and it seems like there's constant movement of coyotes in those woods. So we're gonna have to figure out something to do during the off season. While we're here, fingers crossed we at least see something today. Bum deal there. This buck. So I got that Evercalm. I've been putting that on my boots because there's really there's no good way to enter this property. So it's something I wanted to try this year, and I think it had him a little on edge. And then when I shot, man, he ducked hard. So we got the arrow. No blood. Straight clean mess. Man, what a bummer. Nonetheless, it was a pretty eventful day. I've seen 3 different bucks so far. So 2 come in yesterday. I'll post pictures of them. I do have them on trail camera. So 1 came in, and at first I wasn't planning on shooting him. And then when I actually got a good look at him, I decided that I would shoot him. But then by the time I grabbed my bow and looked back down, another buck had walked out, and that funky buck busted me. And then this morning, that funky buck was in this field and stopped probably about 60 yards from the stand and went into there. So I know back in there is some bedding. Some bedding is over there. it's not a complete loss, so we got our arrow back. Just a bummer that we missed them. I don't know if I'm gonna go home or if I'm gonna hang out. Heading back in for round 2. Well, should we say round 3? We'll see if we can't make something happen. So my dad's coming. He's actually going to be hunting in this old shack behind me. There's usually deer that cross right in front of him. So who knows? Hopefully we see some deer tonight and give us another shot opportunity so we can redeem ourselves. This is going to be my quick interview. It's right 2:30 in the afternoon. We got till about 7:45-ish, give or take a couple of minutes for shooting like today. Fingers crossed that we get another opportunity to smack something tonight.
Hey everyone, so this is going to be a quick hunt recap. Now this is going to be something that we're going to continue to do throughout the season. So if you guys like the hunt recap, please leave me a comment below and let me know what you guys think of it. So real quick, I just want to touch base on a couple things, and I'm sure a bunch of you are probably wondering, like, hey, why are you hunting that area when the wind is really not in your favor, especially blowing into that bedding area behind me? Now keep in mind that this is an urban area. I've hunted this area now for about 3 years, and I'm super familiar with how the wind flows and the deer movement throughout that property, and early season is really the best. So my first couple hunts in that area are typically a prime time to kill some bucks, so I'm willing to take that risk. Now, as I mentioned before, being that this is an urban area, and I'm sure you could see it even throughout the video, the neighboring properties are actually super close to where we hunt, so those deer are constantly exposed to human scent. Now, one thing that I am concerned about when hunting that area is putting scent down in that field that I'm hunting over. So this year I've actually chosen to use a product called Evercalm, and you can see in the video that 2 different deer came in. One was that spike. Doesn't really count, he's not really that mature, but he followed my trail all the way basically to my stand. However, that second buck that I actually took a shot at, he was fixated on that scent. So he came in, smelt that, He was not spooked, but one thing I would say is that he did seem a little bit on edge. It seemed like he was very unfamiliar with that scent and he really didn't know what to do. The next thing, again, about scent is, you know, typically I always try to hunt that area with the wind in my face to keep my scent out of that field. However, you can see with that doe that came in at last light, the last little bit of the video, is the wind did shift from a northwest to a southwest and was blowing right in her face once she got into that field. What you didn't see in that video is the fact that she came in at about 7 and didn't leave until about 7:40. So the good thing about that is she never actually pinpointed me in the tree. The bad thing about that is she blew the entire time. So anything else coming into that field was basically a no-go. She completely blew out my hunt. The rest of the hunt was a bust. I didn't see any other deer besides that. And it was actually to the point I was so aggravated, I wanted to shoot that doe, but because she had the fawn, I elected to let her pass. If she was a lone doe, I would have definitely shot her because there's really nothing worse than having an educated doe in the area that you hunt. Now, talking about the buck and what happened there with that whole shot. So when that buck came in, I had pre-ranged that whole area the night before, and I thought that he was a little closer than what he was. When I shot, I actually thought that he ducked that arrow completely, but when I blew it up on the big screen, I was able to easily see that that shot would have never hit him, even if he hadn't ducked. He was probably realistically at like 34, 35 yards. I had shot him for 40 and aimed a little low, anticipating a duck, but obviously the shot was still too high. But nonetheless, I'm completely happy with a clean miss. I'd rather have a clean miss than a spine shot or a gut shot any day, hands down. So, but the good thing is I know going forward that A, that trail is at 35 yards, and then B, I would probably not send another arrow down at that buck if he presents another shot, just due to the fact that once I saw it on the big screen, he was a little smaller than I thought. I think the moment just kind of got the best of me. It worked out perfect for filming and a hunting standpoint, so I felt pretty obligated to send an arrow down range. But like I said, I probably would not shoot that buck again unless it was super, super late in the season and I didn't have anything in the freezer. Then of course I'm going to shoot him. The next thing that I want to talk about are the 2 bucks that you guys did not see the night before. Now, unfortunately, I had some camera settings that were mixed up on this new camera that I'm using. So I had nothing in that LCD screen. It was basically pitch black, so I abandoned it. However, when that buck came in, I saw him. He didn't look like a shooter, but then when I took a good look at him, I realized that it was a buck that I would be happy to take. So unfortunately, though, I had a limb off to my left, so that forced me to kind of step to the front of my stand to get a clean shot. And when I got settled in on my bow, I didn't realize that a buck had stepped out 10 yards behind him. And when I noticed him, he had already had me pegged in the tree, and unfortunately he spooked that buck forward and pushed him right out of my shooting lane. Now the good thing is they actually turned around, clinked antlers a little bit, and I thought that they were actually going to swing in front of me and give me a shot opportunity, but they actually turned the other way and exited out towards some neighboring property that actually has a big clover field on the other side. So the good thing is like I said, he wasn't too spooked, so I do anticipate probably having another encounter with that deer. So that's going to be it. If you guys are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Your guys' support greatly helps us out and keeps us doing what we're doing. If you guys have not checked out the MichiganAmbushOutdoors.com webpage, please go ahead and do so. It's not a requirement that you guys buy anything. However, your guys' purchases of our merch greatly helps us out and keeps us doing what we're doing here on the channel. Thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe, hit that like button, and we will see you guys on the next hunt.